All right, guys. So this one's going to be food for thought. It's going to be a fun live stream to pique your curiosity. And it's cool because at least the last month or two, I've been finding these videos. And basically, it's these mountains all around the world. And you look at them and they look like huge giant tree stumps. And it's cool because some of them the videos they'll put like a little tree stump and they'll literally put this huge mountain beside it and compare, and you're like, wow, it actually does look like a petrified tree stump. So give me 1 second. There's a smudge, I think. So I'm gonna just try and wipe the wipe the camera. There we go. Hope this works. All right. I'm going to do some more research looking into different cultures and if there's any mythologies about, giants cutting down these giant trees that were on Earth, fallen angels cutting down these trees. There is a passage in the first book of Enoch. It doesn't straight out say like fallen angels, they did this, and they also, cut down these massive giant trees that look. I mean, if these mountains are tree stumps, then the size of this would literally reach like the first heaven. Oh, that's the sky. It would like literally be above the clouds. Okay. Makes you kind of wonder Jack and the Beanstalk and stuff like that. The giant slayers, with these, vines, and they live above the clouds and all that stuff. So, there might be a truth to a little truth in every mythology, right? And so let's present screen. Share the entire screen. There we go. Also share system audio. Share. Now, I hope this stream doesn't turn into a disaster where every time I'm trying to actually play these rules that the audio is not going to be working, or so please, in the comments, hey Margaret, let me know if any of these videos are not working. I don't want to waste people's time, and I have, for some reason, when I started streaming, never had trouble watching videos or other people's live streams and commenting on it. And then all of a sudden, when I've been trying to do maybe like more reactionary videos and stuff like that, it's like people are like, man, the audio, it's not good, it's bugging and stuff like that. Margaret says giants did cut out huge blocks. I believe that too. I mean, most of what they call cyclopean architecture, or the megaliths, I believe that was the fallen angel technology, but the muscle behind that were the offspring of the fallen angels after they mated with the daughters of men, humans, and created the Nephilim, which are angel human hybrids. Yes, the Bible is wackier than you thought. And these angel human hybrids happen to be giants. Who knows how tall? There are full of giants. King Og, there's Goliath, his brothers, there's the sons of Anak, the Anakim. These are all giants in the Bible. I've researched, and there's people that say that the first incursion in the pre-Diluvian world prior to the flood, we were not talking about giants, 16, even 36 feet. Like, these were, in a way, the similar to the description of the Titans, okay, the Titans in Greek mythology. So let's get right into the action. I'm just going to pop up the live stream on my phone because I want to make sure that if I'm sharing something that there's no funny business. I was trying to make a thumbnail like for like 10 minutes, and for some reason I made a thumbnail on the previous stream, and all of a sudden I can't do it this time. Margaret, find me the Bible passage of that, Margaret, because I know that Solomon had a ring that gave him power over demons, but to my knowledge, it's not about giants. But maybe just Google that. Solomon was given a ring, and see if giant pops up. I'm pretty sure it's going to say that he had power over demons. All right. Okay. Just waiting to see if you guys should see right now my messenger pop up. You should see Jason John Swartz, and you should see reels. Perfect. Okay. Margaret, no. So definitely no. Yes and no. So you have angels, you have fallen angels, then you have the giants. When they died, because they're abominations, they became the unclean / evil spirits that torment mankind on earth. They roam the earth, they're stuck here, they're disembodied, and they seek to oppress and to possess, if they can, mankind, so that while you're drunk and while you're blacked out, drinking hard stuff, spirits, they can enter and live a little again. So there's gateways to allow for possession and playing with the occult and all of these things. We could say that those evil, unclean spirits are demons. Also, the origin of the word demoniac and stuff like that. We could also just say anything, in opposition. Any spiritual forces in opposition to God is demonic as well. But I don't think that the fallen angels should be considered demons. Just like there's good humans and there's bad humans, because we have free will. Humans look like humans, the good and the bad. It's hard to tell them apart. And I think that the same applies. Now, the Bible doesn't go into that much detail about it. It could be, right, that the fallen angels came and they left their first abode. They mated. Maybe they had, beautiful bodies. It looks like angels in the Old Testament when they appear as men. When they appear, they kind of just appear as men. So, but anyways, I don't want to get off too much off topic. There's a theory that the alien grays, that's their punishment for having mated. Like they lost their glory, they lost their beauty, and they look like that. Some think that they're just cloned bodysuits for the evil spirits, unclean spirits, the disembodied Nephilim to function. Okay, it's a cloned bodysuit, biological bodysuit, and since they can possess bodies, then great. This is just a cloned meat suit. They can possess and they can function. That's as well another theory. Jason, heads up, weather watch, potential tornado. Somebody was talking about that. It's okay. I don't have any huge trees floating, hovering above I have no giant trees that the wind can, pull it over. This is the first schoolhouse in my area. So it's 135 years old or something. The walls are this thick. It's the last building that will be standing after an atomic explosion, probably. All right, let's get into it. Margaret, you're my tech coordinator. Let me know if you're hearing this first reel. The title of this is A Million-Year-Old Ancient Petrified Stump. I don't believe that creation is that old, but anyways, a 3 million-year-old ancient petrified tree stump. This is from the rabbit hole. Let's check it out. That's crazy. That doesn't look like that literally looks like What are your thoughts on this? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Good, right? Here, up audio. Don't want to do that. Just give me a second. Trying not to be showing too much of my personal stuff. Got to stop screen again. Just give me a second. Trying to find a way of, yeah, okay, that's fine. Bring this here, present the share screen again. So that's the first one. Food for thought, pretty compelling. So in the book of Enoch, there is a passage that could suggest that there was angels or their progeny or their activity or their what they were doing, their shenanigans, were cutting down these tree stumps. And maybe it was the giants that were cutting them down. Maybe it was the angel and the giants. Maybe they were just the angels. We don't know, because this is just a theory. But it's a super interesting theory, in my opinion. Entire screen. I hope I don't have to do this every single time I want to show you something, but oh well. It is what it is. Okay. And next one. This one is about mud fossils. Okay, so basically, you can turn a book, you could turn this Bible, okay, into stone, and it doesn't take 1,000 years. It does not take, it'll take a year maybe. There's certain water, especially very hard water with a lot of minerals and stuff like that, can very, very quickly turn anything into stone. Okay. Now, this isn't about mud fossils, but there is another theory about mud fossils that part of the flood, okay, was that a lot of these giant humans or giant Nephilim, more giant Nephilim, were turned to stone during the flood. Huge pre-Diluvian animals were turned into what is literally stone and mountains. Here's an example. This is about strictly the trees, but this looks like an elephant, and an elephant trunk. This looks like an elephant body. Very, very cool. Here is the next one, guys.
What you are seeing here is another similarity between the ancient trees of our past in some of the trees today. You see, when the root system hits the underground water level and you cut down the tree, it starts pouring out water like a waterfall, much like you see coming out the tops and the sides of these massive ancient
Pretty
trees.
amazing.
And perhaps that's what caused the Great Flood. Once these massive trees were cut down, could you imagine all of the water gushing out all across this realm, all at once? It wouldn't take that long to flood this world at all. And what we see now are just the remains. What you are seeing here.
So yeah, if these root system like tap into, wells, you dig down and there's well and there's always water there available. So these aquifers, I don't know what to call it, but anyways, these roots hit a large body of water and there you go. You have a water fountain coming out of the tree. I don't agree with this guy's theory that this is actually what caused the flood. The flood was caused by God. The fountains of the deep broke open, and that's what caused when. Let me just. What is called? I just want to look something up here. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, here, for example, okay. Ridge. Yeah, that's what I meant. This is not what I wanted. Sorry. This is the one I want. View image. Okay. So all of this here is the fountains of the deep that broke open. Prior to the flood, it clearly says that there was no rain before the flood. That basically it was like a water that just bubbled up to the surface like and a mist that watered the ground. So the water cycle was not like that. That's why rainbows didn't exist either. So the fountains of the deep broke open. It also, the windows of heaven, water, it did rain, the windows of heaven, the waters above came down, the fountains of the deep broke open. And to my belief is that this is all of the cracking of the earth's crust and subterranean water. You can tell over here, each side of this ridge is there's mountains. So you could imagine it exploding up, okay, creating tsunamis, creating turbulent mud and sediment as this tsunami is occurring, okay, buckling the crust, creating valleys under the ocean and mountain ridges. That's why you end up having seashells and clams on the top of Everest and stuff like that. And that's why you end up having whale fossils in the Sahara Desert. Okay. And that's why these mountains that look like tree stumps are not wood anymore. They're mountains, they're stone, because there's evidence that you can turn things very quickly when it's submerged in hard water like that, which especially with certain minerals can turn that and I forget what it's called. There's an actual word for the process of turning things into stone. I don't know by heart. Okay. I'm just going to take down some of these. Here's some of the pictures, you know, like, look at that. Like, they're going to say what is like volcano somehow created that with a flat top. I'm not buying it. Okay. You literally, I love the pictures where they're comparing like a tree stump and here's the mountain kind of thing. You know, look at the just, you know, it's cut off here. Look at this, you know, mountain. Why is it so flat on the top? And like we just saw with the previous picture, you have water, just endless water falling from the top of these mountains. Why is there water channels in these so-called volcanic, you know, created mountains? No, it's because they cut down whatever giants or fallen angels, whatever. If this is true, the theory, if we're correct with that, they were cut down. Yeah, basically, you know, they're cut down, and just like the trees that we thought saw that have roots that hit into like big, you know, amounts of subterranean water, it becomes like a water fountain, and that's why you have the so-called volcanic, you know, oh, this is created naturally by geological processes. Like, why is there an endless stream of water from the top of these highest mountains? How does it go up against gravity? Okay, fine. There's pressure. It's pressurized to push it up. Okay, but endlessly pressurized. What I would suggest is that they were unsuccessful in a way in completely killing these trees. They were they didn't kill the root system, and that's why the roots are still alive. And perhaps because of the pressure, the atmospheric pressure that's different after the flood, perhaps the amount of oxygen, who knows? Not that, you know, they thrive on oxygen, they thrive on CO2, duh. But anyways, throwing it out there. Yeah, a lot of mountains look like tree stumps, but let's continue. All right. Let's find the next one. These are more mud fossils. We won't do that. Giants. I won't do that. Which one's this? I don't know what this one. Let's try it out. Oh no, this as well is pretty cool, but
Than what these structures were, though I think this one was a Stargate. How were they able to?
Let's focus. Let's focus on the giant trees. At this rock. Let's see what this means. I mean, sometimes some of these, yes, you will get, and they're like a flat Earth and stuff like that. But I don't really care about that. But yeah, you'll see some of these people that are making these. They're probably flat earthers as well. I don't know. I haven't been up high enough. I'm agnostic on that. Nothing is impossible, but whatever.
Landmarks like the Devil's Tower are made by lava cooling in that shape, and that the lava dries up into neat little hexagonal columns. But when you look into how basalt columns are formed, you will not be able to watch how they are formed. Instead, we are told to just believe that basalt columns are the result of lava cooling down and cracking into hexagonal columns on its own. But when we look at how lava actually works, it never dries like that. It oozes chaotically before cooling down and drying in a random manner. It's merely circumstantial. No one has ever witnessed basalt columns form, therefore the official explanation is very much up for debate.
Yeah, he makes a good point. Just want to share a super chat that I just saw. Let's check out there. All right. God bless you. Sorry, I haven't been around lately. Well, if you look at how long it's been since I posted, you'll see I've been inactive online for well over a month. So you are forgiven. Please forgive me. Devil's Tower definitely looks like a tree. That's a lover of the Lord says. Hey, Darla, you're on the phone, Mom, so I just texted you. I didn't know you're undergoing treatments. Yeah, did you ever look up, not prolonged fasting or anything, but like, and I don't know what your body weight is, but look up autophagy. Let me present. Just please go to just check this out. Okay, before I move, in the book of Enoch, chapter 7, verse 10, there's a cryptic mention of the dividing of roots and trees. Also in chapter 66 of Enoch explains that these giant trees were cut down by Wahari and his nephew, Ryu, whatever, to get all the fruits at once. These giants were 3,000 cubits tall and devoured the toils of man. So, not say, so food for thought, I guess. Yeah, lover of the Lord. And this is even just intermittent fasting before your chemotherapy, like a 16-hour fast, and have your chemo fasted for at least 16 hours. It actually puts more stress and strain on your cancerous cells. And the chemo attacks, and it's just a little bit weakened, so it can have it can be a good addition to the conventional radiation, chemo, and stuff like that. So fasting triggers autophagy and stuff like that. Autophagy, fasting, cancer benefits. All right. So yeah, look up autophagy. If ever you're interested, I'm willing to give you some pointers for that as well. All right. Thank you so much, lover of the Lord, though, for your $10 super chat. Greatly appreciated. Well, that's good. They wouldn't want me to say on it every day. Okay. Stay strong, lover of the Lord. You can do it. Well, keep the $2,000. Here you just broke a short time ago, and now you're giving me $10. Thank you for your generosity, but keep it. Did you know they have basalt on the moon? No, I did not. Hey, Jules from Southern Oregon. Hey, we got 10 people. Make sure that you give a nice big thumbs up. Um, okay, now you just gave me $20. Stop it. Keep that money. Hello, love you all, but the Lord loves you more. Thanks for the generosity. $4,000? Okay, stop being a cheapskate. 20 bucks? You won $4,000 and all you're giving me is 20 bucks? Cheapskate. Joking. I'm joking. All right. Anytime I get stressed on money, God takes care of me. Yep, I'm stressed about finances, but I have food on the table. My bills are paid. So, yeah. Okay. Lover of the Lord has a sense of humor. Next, let's do it. Present screen. Let's go see the next mountain/tree. I mean, obviously, some of these are going to be repetitive. Why is it showing up like this now? Let's stop that. They don't want you to know Avatar wasn't science fiction. Yeah, like, do you remember in Avatar what they said was, they said, she was like, the root system is like a communication network. It's a network that could, it really like, and this is true. Many trees, okay, they have found that like forests and stuff like that, just like there's like, they're connected, and if one tree is struggling, the network will support that tree. It's amazing. It's a whole network of communication. So they're absolutely true. The tree grew and became strong. Its height reached to the heavens. And even in the Bible, Daniel, let's see if they quote it. We'll check it out. All right, I'll let it play. That'll be for mud fossils, coal seam, and unturned. They took it down. Ha ha ha. I don't know what that means, but ha ha ha. And that's pretty impressive. If that's a mud fossil of a giant gorilla, I have to rewatch King Kong. Here's another one. Kudos to these people that are putting out these. You know what I mean? This is like Flat Earth Library, but it sounded like it was doubled up, the audio. Yeah, petrification, the process by which organic matter exposed to minerals over a long period um, turns it into a stony substance. See, this is the side of the mountain, but look, it's breaking off. and it literally looks like chunks of wood. You know what I mean? This is stone, but he's kind of like breaking it off, and it literally, just looks like you know, those tree stumps when they're dead, and it's like, just easy to break apart. Me too, buddy. Look at that. Really, it's like, what is sand on the beach sawdust from cutting it down? All right, it's too long. I'm looking for some cool visuals. That looks very similar. Let's check this one out. Real eyes, the real eyes. What is this? ¿Qué es esa? Leviticus, and what's this? Try it one more time. Not off. Oh. No, weird. Whatever. Next. But yeah, look at this. Look at this huge circle. It's a mountain. It's a perfect circle mountain with trees growing on the top of it, just like moss grows on top of this tree trunk. It's pretty cool. Next, Stumpy. Yeah, the lover of the Lord. Just like I said, she's like, I understand trees don't grow bigger with oxygen. But let me just stop the share screen for a second. The 2 seconds. I'm just going to scroll back here. So the theory is biblically that there was a canopy. Okay, there was waters below, but there was waters above. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that the canopy had to be liquid water or vapor gas or anything like that. It could have been, frozen. It could have been like some form of solid ice creating the firmament. Um, that's a possible theory. What was happening though, it definitely, I think, created much more of an enclosure and basically a greenhouse gas effect. So, and that creates tropical environments, and that would create higher levels of CO2, perhaps, and allow the trees to grow. But yeah, definitely, if you're interested, like in all these theories, you can go to Young Earth Creationist. Answers in Genesis. There's a lot of Christian creation sites, that are are run by people with PhDs in sciences and stuff like that, and they have their theory. Of course, it's not accepted by mainstream secular science, and that's why they go and do their own thing and stuff like that. But I think it's just because the mainstream academia is heavily brainwashed and biased and stuff like that, especially towards anything that would give validity to the Bible. For sure, they don't want to give any validity to the Bible. That's why they hang on so strong to Darwin's theory of evolution from monkey to man. We got Jules, we got Lover of the Lord, we got the Coastal Outpost, Aspen Forest, care for struggling trees. Lots of research on this. Cool. She's like, a petrified ancient tree looks like. Have you seen the redwood forest in California? Those trees are gigantic and amazing that some are still preserved. I know. So Margaret is just giving, just talking, having some chat, coastal, just about that, those huge trees. Gary Wayne's material on this topic are incredible. Cool. We could do maybe a response video or something to it. All right, let's get back. Answered all the comments. Share the entire screen. Those look like tree stumps. I'm sorry, petrified tree stumps. They really do, guys. Especially that one. Wow. I mean, I've seen tree stumps like that with the middle, the root, the heart of the tree, hollowed out, rotted out first, or kind of thing. Come on. How does something that's supposed that's not just a geological formation to me. It can't. That's a tree stump that's been petrified because of the flood. I'm convinced. Yeah, I don't know what this is called, but this is like a flat, another flat mountain, and there is literally what looks like an ancient giant axe that's as if it like stayed stuck there, and then the flood happened maybe or something. I don't know. You'll see this in multiple videos. See, you know what I mean? Look, what's up with all these flat mountains that reach up to the reach up to the clouds? Tree stumps. Look at that. Looks like wood. Like the more that I'm looking at this, the more that I'm feeling, the more and more that I'm feeling that this is undeniable. Like that this is just, I'm convinced. I just convinced myself during this live stream that, you know, this has to be tree stumps. Look at that. And I love when they're like, see this mountain? Check out this tree. Like you're like, oh, that is so convincing because like they're putting literal trees beside it and they're exactly the same. Look at that. my goodness. Tree stump. That is a tree stump. Just looking at the could some be caused by the floodwaters? Like you mean like could some of those giant trees during the flood have like ripped down and stuff like that? I mean, it's possible, but I don't think the water. I don't know. It's possible, Margaret. What do I know? Like this is in a way a theory, but I don't know. It seems you would think that you would find flat, circular, cylindrical mountains like underneath the oceans that are the same size. Like, I don't know. It's a good question to me. Look at that. That's all I can say. Look at that. That's the best I got, guys. Look at that. Holy moly, Andy. Tree stump. Despite the absence of lakes or rainwater in the summit of this plateau, waterfalls have cascaded from its height for millennia. The majestic waterfalls are a testament to the ancient giant trees whose roots tirelessly draw up water from the depths of the earth. Just a minute. I want to minimize. Darn it, I made the text bigger and now there's less of a picture, but you can see it. Look at that. For sure some of these videos will be Margaret. She's saying like yes, also torrents washing away the soil, creating plateaus. Possible. Hey, Enrique, how are you? All right, next one. Anybody want to come on, share their thoughts live? Hawaii giant tree stump, Diamond Head Crater. Let me put out a link here for anybody. Make this a little bit more interactive. When my wife arrives, which could be at any moment, the stream ends. I think we've seen enough cool videos to. I don't want to. The more and more that I'm going to play this, the higher chance that it could be copyrighted and stuff like that. Even though I'm showing it and I'm discussing, we're commenting, we're reacting to the videos. You know, gotta watch out. So wish could see topography around these tree stumps. Xander should go up. Yeah, well, that's why I actually posted it. Xander, you better come up here. Actually, Xander is the one that's supposed to do a live stream on mud fossils because he probably knows more about mud fossils than I do. I think there's a pretty cool YouTube channel, Mud Fossil University. The kind of guy's pretty passionate about that. So you can always go and look into that. How are you, man? I'm doing well. All right. Yes. I'm going to give it like a few minutes. Let's not waste any time while we wait to see if there's anybody who's brave enough to come face me face to face online. Watch a few more and give time to see if anybody. Watch this. I'll end up getting a strike because of the background music or something. All right. So it's just showing that one. All right. Next.
You will not convince me this is not an old giant tree. Are you guys ready for this rabbit hole yet? Hold on. Nope, not going to convince me that's not a giant tree. I got more. Like, that's so obvious. That is a giant tree. It is obviously chopped down. Hold on. Yeah, see, that's definitely a giant tree that's been chopped straight off. And if you guys go back to the flood, if you guys have read the book of Enoch, where it talks about these.
I'm sorry. This tree stump is insanely impressive, but that guy's shoulders are very impressive too. That guy's jacked. Now I feel bad about my body.
Giants, the Nephilim, you know, I guess rumor has it they chopped the trees down, and the reason being was so when the flood happened, they could not survive and climb the trees. And I mean, just think about, you know, whatever the Beanstalk movie. What was that? I can't remember. I'm so old. On the Beanstalk. Think about that. Goes up to the sky.
He's like Jack and Jill. No, that's Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water, brother. But he's right about all the other things, I think.
Huh. I don't know. What's y'all's thoughts? Love y'all. I don't care who you are. You will not.
Sorry about a man. Sorry about a man called. I've been talking to him for the last 10, 15 minutes. Haven't been paying attention. We're just showing one after another these mountains that I'm really more and more convinced that are just petrified stumps turned to stone during the flood, just like the mud fossils. She goes, that's crazy. I said, buddy, and it comes up. Next one, let's just gaze over. Nobody in the back studio. You guys are chickens. Why doesn't anybody want to come on and talk with me? Demons getting back into the portal. I'm not sure what that one is. The Lord said there were giants in those days, ancient tree stumps. Okay, wait. See that one? Like, that's an actual place? What's that? So you have this thing that looks like a tree stump. It's flattened. You have this handle. So this is like a mountain that just made this shape. Just a minute. My mom's calling. Hello? Just a minute. Hello? Why can't I hear you, Mom? Oh, okay. She wanted to say, I just checked. Let me see. Yeah. Not sure why I'm not hearing my. Xander's in the back? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I just checked and I didn't see him. I still don't see him. All right, bye. Present or invite? Just give me a sec, Xander. Can you press the link again? There were updates. Maybe I am doing something wrong. I know it says you're in the studio, but here, let me check this. Slide extra. Stop. There's something that I'm doing wrong, Xander. Sorry, just give me a moment. Stop screen. Can you just a minute? Let me share screen. Let me show you. I think I can show you. All right, sorry. So usually it's on the bottom here. This right here, you guys pop up here. So I'm not sure. Maybe there's a glitch, Xander. What can I do? What can I do? Post invite, copy. Just give me a second. I'm going to stop the share screen. I'm going to try one last time something. If I share and I go to Messenger, I'm going to give it to you in Messenger. Try and click it through there. Send to Xander. Hey, sorry for the dead air's time here. Send. I just sent it on Messenger. It says an error has occurred. Maybe that's why. I'm going to pop out of the studio. I'm going to pop out of the studio myself and pop back in. You pop out as well. Get out completely, and me as well. And let's see if it'll work when I come back. Just a moment, guys. Let me post a fresh copy. And if not, I'm sorry, I won't be able to let you on. There's something that I'm not figuring out. Demo, no, it's not there. Now I'm pressing stuff and I don't even know how to on-press certain things. No, I'm not out of practice. I just don't understand why it's doing this. Bye. I'll be back. Weird, man. I don't know doing that.
Maybe. I don't know. Give me one.
That's what counts. Perfect. All right. And we got Lover of the Lord that posted another super chat. Thanks for telling me that. Appreciate you. Not sure. All right. So what's your thoughts, Xander, on all these mountains? Are you on mute?
There we go.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on these mountains? You're cutting out a little bit. You're glitching.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I have the little one following me here.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. I just wanted to give you extra money. No big deal. Well, thank you very much, Lord. It's very generous. Helps pay for the StreamYard. It's about like 60, 70, 60 bucks. Used to be 35 for the streaming platform, and then they like doubled it. I don't know. I'll just play the video that I was playing, Xander, the one with that looks like an axe there that's stuck in the tree stump. It's pretty crazy. Here we go. Please in the chat, let me know if ever there's audio or glitching and stuff like that. Sometimes like the more, an extra person, more data, sometimes it glitches things, but let's check it out. Replay this one.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, look at that one. Just this is. Remember, Margaret was saying, well, maybe the torrents, like the water and stuff, like could have toppled them over, which is quite possible because this is theory. This is not theology here. It's based loosely on some theology, but yeah, that's like a cylinder. Like, how did a mountain create a perfect cylinder again? That looks like a huge tree, a part of a tree that was chopped down. You got the stump and you got the thing lying there. Yep. What's your thoughts there? Same?
Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah. All right, let's continue it. Look, they put it close up. To me, it's almost undeniable. Like I don't.
It looks exactly like now. Find it in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Hollowing out in the middle.
But that's insane.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I'd like to. I gotta research what the name of the mountain is, but like, what's their theory behind this? Like, how does that form naturally?
This one I haven't looked into it too much.
Let me find out what it's called. Mountain that looks like a tree stump with a giant axe in it. Devil's Tower? No, that's the one that is. So is this a hoax? So we'll have to research more into this specific one that we just looked at. I want to make sure that we're not being gullible about it or something. I'll try a different day trying to research and find out, this if it's legit. Was there more than one that looked like an axe?
Did you show that video? Did you show that video yet of the guy who made the claim that a lot of waterfalls that we see are the sources from ancient systems?
Yeah, that's the whole. I think the majority of the initial reels that I was showing was that like they were showing like chopped down just regular trees, water, pouring out of it. Water fountain, and then they compare it and they're like, see, like these flat, stump looking, and for thousands of years there's just endless water that it's like, no, it's this, the root systems are likely still alive and still actively sucking like roots do, these ancient deep subterranean aquifers or whatever. Yeah, it's almost now that I don't know. Now I'm brainwashed. I'm convinced. Now I'm completely biased, and I can't, like, it's just, I'm sold on it now. It's hard not to be sold on it, but anyways.
Yeah, some of these things are very, very convincing.
Yeah. Is it starting over? Or did we already do it? Too bad it's not. Yeah, this is it again. Stop this one. Stop that one. Next one. I'm skipping over the ones that are like really the mud fossils, like like the ones that literally look like giant humans and animals and stuff like that, and snakes, and the I did show the thumbnail of the elephant one there. That's like the elephant trunk that goes into the water, and when you see it, it's literally, there's another one that looks like the body of a passed away. Give me 1 second. My mom's probably calling about a technical issue. Hello? Oh, okay. I'll check. All right. Bye. I love you, Mom. What's up?
I need the keys.
Sure.
So I can play musical cars.
Okay. Just give me a second. Just give me a second, Xander. You can talk. I just have to do something from home.
Yeah. There's also if I can find the picture after, there's what they're claiming is a statue in Italy, and it looks like the person's hunched over like this with his hand on his fist, and it's as if his hair was covered with mud, and you can literally see like clumps of mud or clumps of something that was in his hair. Then in the rest of the video, the guy shows you how his knees, from the immense pressure of the water or mud being on top of him, the knee started bleeding out, and you could actually see like rust leaking down his leg and leaking down certain parts of the body. And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's what would come out after all these years, you know?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and like it makes sense because it's like, oh well, that's just iron, like that's turning red. It's like, yeah, like hemoglobin is iron,
Yeah.
So and yeah, he shows like the body and the knee as if it's injured, and like a chunk is ripped off and the kneecap's exposed, and you see the red iron leaking out of the mountain. Those are the ones that we'll keep for like the mud fossils and stuff like that. We can combine all those images with the Nephilim giants, the mountains that literally look like giants, and we can just combine the huge animals and the huge petrified snakes, all those. We could work on it soon enough. What we could do is we could do use a StreamYard and be offline just to be share screening. I can snap, you can post your stuff, and I just have to screen share, and I'll throw them on slide. It's the best way of transferring instead of like maybe trying to do like file sharing and stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so we're about an hour and 10 minutes. 8 people are watching. What I'll do is I said to myself, I'm only gonna end up streaming until my wife gets home. I'm trying to be strategic with family time and stuff like that. So I streamed yesterday, and I was alone. That's why I decided to bang out some streams while I can. So it's okay if I call it a night for this one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, buddy.
I just hopped on for quick.
Hey, what?
I just hopped on to say hi quick and give my.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have stayed another hour, like as long as I was alone. But
no worries, I understand. I have my little one chasing me too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. God bless, buddy.
Right. You too.
Talk soon.
Have a good night.
Right. Yeah, you too. All right, guys. I think that's enough to kind of like pique your curiosity. There is, let me just present screen. There's one that I might find it, but if I can scroll quickly through my messenger. There was one that was really cool. I'm glad I was able to get Xander on it. It was a glitch because for some reason he popped up where he was supposed to pop up a. I'm just going to scroll fast. Petrified giants, petrified giants. Before the flood. Yeah, I'll look into it and I'll check it out. This is pretty cool, and we'll leave with this one. This one will be more details about mud fossils and stuff like that. So next time we do mud fossils, we'll go through it. But check this out. Look at these feet that were probably in mud at the time, and then the flood happened, kind of thing, and these huge feet, you know, turn into stone, and they become basically mud fossils. Not sure if all of them are, but especially the one that's going to start over here. That one is very convincing. I've seen that in multiple people walking up. I don't know where it is. So that's pretty cool. Okay. God bless. 12 people. Thanks for showing up. I am doing my Old Testament Trinity series. I did episode 3 last night. I did episode 4 today, prior to this stream. If you're interested in seeing the Trinity in the Old Testament, I highly suggest you watch that series. You will thoroughly enjoy it. All right. God bless. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.